Hey y'all, hi. Okay, so my life has been changed. The way that I dress, the way that I put outfits together and think about matching and composition has totally changed, like evolved in, I feel like, a significant way because of a video that I myself made not that long ago. Now that I say it out loud, it sounds a little funny. I changed my own life. I made this video about trying to convince myself to wear mismatched accessories. And I did that in the video by going through Pinterest inspiration. Pictures of other people in outfits where their accessories didn't match, but I felt like the outfit was good. I was basically trying to reprogram my brain, which had this mental block, like this kind of accessories matching conservatism that was, I don't know, a holdover from probably something someone said to me when I was younger. In that video, I came up with several strategies for wearing mismatched accessories and still feeling correct. I discerned these strategies from other people's outfits. And in this video, I'm going to go through strategy by strategy and bring to life those strategies using my own clothes on my own body. Consider subscribing if you're not subscribed. And now let's get into the meat of the video. For this video, I have the absolute pleasure of working with Songmont, an accessories brand that has blown me away with the artistic beauty and versatility of their pieces. You're going to see these bags throughout the video, and frankly, they fully speak for themselves, but I'll spend a minute now to introduce you to them in case you're unfamiliar with the brand. Songmont makes these thoughtfully designed bags with really exciting visual and tactile impact. That's the best way that I can describe it. They use premium materials, full grain calf leather. It's soft and supple with this tumbled, pebbled texture that I absolutely love. The hardware is electroplated and fade resistant, and the craftsmanship is exquisite. Let me show you. So this is a Songmont Luna bag, so versatile and gorgeous. It can be worn 4 ways. It's surprisingly capacious. I'm obsessed with this color, which is called walnut, and the way that the color reads on the pebbled leather. I think that the value for cost of this bag in particular is amazing. This is the Songmont large drippy tote, which is kind of avant-garde. The description on the website says, inspired by the hanging ears of a drip coffee bag. And I'm literally obsessed with that. Kind of avant-garde while also being super functional, the combination of my dreams. It has these flaps which add to the aesthetic but also have pockets, and it also fits my 16-inch MacBook Pro. And this adorable baby is the Songmont mini song bag, which has just enough room for daily essentials and was so fun to style. As you can see, the design details are just outstanding. Songmont is doing everything that I love with accessories. The bags all have that particular vibrancy of aesthetic relevance. They feel of the now, but they also feel like I'll never get tired of them. I find that when a bag is managing to be both fresh and timeless, it's often because it's sculptural and made with palpably high quality materials. And that's exactly what's going on with these Songmont bags. So of course, I'll link them in the description box below. I'll also put my discount code in the description box down below. I think it's HANNAHLP12, and you'll see them featured throughout the video. I'm so grateful to Songmont for working with me on this one. So looking at other people's successful outfits in which the accessories didn't match, one of the strategies that I came across was this: a two-tone outfit where the accessories don't match each other, but each accessory matches one of the 2 tones in the outfit, and there are only 2. So I found several examples of this, but 3 of them are these. This model in the cream-colored sweater and the black maxi skirt with black boots and then a cream-colored bag. So the boots and the bag don't match, but the bag matches the sweater and the boots match the skirt. This picture in the center where the entire outfit, including the bag, is bright white, and then there are these other 2 accessories, the scarf and the shoes, that match each other, but the bag doesn't match either of them. This was a big deal to me when I first came across this idea, okay? And this third one in which the skirt and the shoes match, and then the bag, gloves, and sweater all match. And in this case, I feel like the gloves are a kind of outerwear. So it's sort of like outerwear matching the bag, and then shoes matching the bottom half of the outfit. My friends, if you saw that video, you know that when I sat down to film it, this was just out of the question for me. It felt so uncomfortable to think about walking out of the house with taupe flats and a brown bag, even black shoes and a white bag. Like that felt uncomfortable. And then I saw these images and I was like, I think I can do that, right? I think I can pull that together. So I today went into my closet and I started putting together outfits using this as the guiding principle. Let me tell you, it was so easy. These outfits came together so easily, effortlessly. It was easier than putting together outfits usually is for me because I didn't have to match the bag to the shoes. Like I wasn't constrained by that. I felt like all the outfits looked so good. It was like by unchaining myself from that one sort of arbitrary requirement of having the leather accessories match, this flood of creativity came out. It was like everything could be worn with everything all of a sudden, and it was all so easy and it just all worked. This is going to be a theme throughout the video, but this one was just the first one I tried, the first strategy that I tried from that video. Phenomenally easy. And I also felt like the outfits ended up all looking really polished. And that might be partly because the songmont bags are so elevating and I was just using them for bags, but also there is something really quite polished about just sticking to two tones in an outfit overall. Often it'll be like the clothes are monochromatic and then the bag and the shoes match each other. This version of that, which is, it's not that different, right? Just to have like the shoes match the skirt and the bag match the top. It's not that different from having accessories match and the clothes match. It is a little bit less matchy. And so it's almost like the more relaxed and therefore more fashionable feeling version of the two-tone outfit that I've been wearing all of this time. I suddenly got so excited when I was putting these two-tone outfits together. I was like, mismatch accessories, where have you been all my life? Strategy number 2, though, that I pulled from that video was a little bit harder for me. It's a little bit more delicate and in a way more subjective. This is the 3-bean salad, in which there are only 3 elements. So 3-bean salad is actually a reference to another fashion video of mine in which I talked about outfits that only have 3 components, period. What I observed, though, trying to convince myself to wear mismatched accessories, is that one way in which mismatched accessories can really soar in an outfit is when there are only 3 elements. In the case of these 2 inspiration images, which are both Abisola Omole, an impactful dress, an impactful bag, and an impactful pair of shoes. Each of the 3 objects is its own very sculptural, very complete, kind of considered piece of fashion. And they're all just sort of like hanging out together, talking to each other, not matching, and not even necessarily harmonizing in an expected way, just all hanging together in an unexpected way. Kind of like a piece of abstract art in which there are just like 3 components. So this intrigues me. It's less adjacent to what I've been doing every day, right? The first one was kind of more adjacent to what I've already been doing. This is less adjacent. However, when I started trying to do it, once again, the flood of creativity, the floodgates, it just felt like I had opened a door that had never been opened inside of my own way of seeing, my own frame, my own clothing. With the exception of the bags that I'm featuring, I was just pulling from my own closet, right? Just stuff that I have, things that I've been wearing, things that I haven't worn for a really long time. For the 3-bean salad, to feature a bag and a shoe, the other component had to be a dress, right? Like in every outfit that I made for this strategy, I was just wearing a dress. So I was like pulling dresses from my wardrobe that I haven't worn in a long time. Some of the looks ended up being really sort of strong and splashy because I was wearing like a pair of unusual shoes or a dress in a strong color. And some of them just ended up being really wearable, pretty toned down, but it was just that I didn't feel like the shoes and the bag needed to match. And because of that, the outfits that I ended up putting together had so much more of a spark than I think my outfits with dresses that I've been wearing have had lately or ever. I've usually been wearing like a red dress with black shoes and a black bag. Really feeling like if I wore black shoes, I had to wear a black bag. A red dress with black shoes and then a taupe bag or a cream bag or a baby blue bag. It's like there are only 3 elements. Instead of them starting to detract from each other and kind of drag each other down and make themselves more chaotic and make each thing sort of less able to stand on its own and be featured. Instead of that, with just the 3, it's like no matter what I chose, each one would cause the other to spark and kind of glow glow and really shine way more than I feel like they have been. I was so surprised because I actually thought this is the one, maybe one of two of the 4 strategies that I investigated. But I really thought this is one that I would put it on and I would be like, oh, I see how it works conceptually, but I don't think this is me. Like, I don't think I could do this because it just feels a little bit much too much. But in fact, as soon as I started putting these 3 bean salad sculptural accessory outfits on, I immediately was like my brain changed. I was like, never again will I attend an event, go out to dinner, waste the opportunity to do this, to have like the shoes be their own thing and the bag be its own thing and the dress be its own thing and have it be this sort of sculptural piece of abstract art on the body where 3 things are hanging out together. It feels so natural, much more doable than I expected. This is really a case where putting it on my body, putting into action with my own clothing, instead of just sitting here in my chair observing it in other people, like looking at pictures of it on other people, putting it on my own body really made me realize how accessible it truly is to me, fully opened that door, and I feel like it'll never close. Okay, strategy number 3. This features the iconic photograph that I've been talking about up, down, and all around town in my fashion videos since I have been doing this, like referencing imagery and talking about my Pinterest inspo and all of this. It's this picture of a model. I think this is like product photography for a website or something. A camel-colored sweater, camel-colored pants, camel-colored sneakers, everything in this kind of golden camel, a bright baby blue suede bag. I saw this a long time ago at this point, and I was like, that is stunning. I didn't have any bags that color, anything even close to this. When I made that video, looking at images, trying to convince myself, I also observed that this strategy, which is the strategy in which every single thing that's on your body is the same color, a single color, except for the bag, or except for one accessory. But I feel like most of the inspiring images were except for the bag. This strategy can also be executed with much more demure colors, right? Like much less dramatic and sort of less artistic colors. Case in point, this all black outfit, black shirt, black trousers, black belt, black sandals, and a brown bag. Brown isn't even that far from black. You know what I mean? Like, this is just not drama. This is not drama. It is not going out on a limb. But when I first encountered it, to me it was. I saw this and I was like, that would make me so uncomfortable to carry a brown bag with a black sandal. But I looked at this image and I was like, well, I think I could probably do that. I didn't know until I started trying to do it. My friends, similar to the first one, it's so adjacent to what I already do. It's so easy. And I have so many clothes in my wardrobe that match each other because I really love monochromatic dressing already. And I tend to gravitate to the same colors. And for years, I've been reminding myself when I shop to kind of stick to my palette because it makes it so much easier to compose outfits. All of that being the case, it was just like bam, 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 bam. It was so easy to do this. The outfits just came thick and fast. I was having so much fun. I would put one on and then I would just immediately be like, a very similar iteration of this could be if I just change my shirt into this and change my pants into this and I'm still fitting the brief and it's still feeling good and it's still working. Everything worked. I almost felt actually with this one, some of the outfits were too dramatic. Like it was too much that everything matched except for the bag. It felt actually more, I want to say like more contrived sometimes than the outfits that I've been wearing in which the bag and the shoes match, which you would think would be the most contrived, like the stuffiest feeling. But funnily enough, taking a monochromatic outfit in which everything matches, including the bag and shoes, which I wear a lot, just switching out the bag for something in a standout color or even just in a different color, it's so high impact that it was too much even for me. Like in some case, not that I won't be wearing these, you better believe I will be wearing them, but it felt so almost uncomfortably exquisite. The way that the colors and shapes were balanced. I couldn't believe it because you saw me sitting here talking about this before and being like, that's okay for other people, but wow, it's really going to push me. You know, it does push me, but not in the direction that I feared. It's not like I felt like there was something wrong and that it was a fashion faux pas. That's what I worried about because of this conditioning that's like, you know, you can't wear a brown bag with black shoes, that I had somehow internalized even through all of these sort of different phases of fashion that I've lived through in my life. But it wasn't that was making me uncomfortable at all. It was too far in the other direction. I was like, these outfits are too good. That is how I felt. I was like, this is too successful. It's too clean. It's singing too clearly. Like the note is too clear. It's the voice of an angel like singing. This outfit is striking a tone that is the note of the voice of an angel, and it's unbearable. Like literally that's how I felt when I was employing this strategy. I know it seems like I'm being hyperbolic, but I'm kind of not. Again, effortless in terms of sourcing these looks from my wardrobe, effortless in terms of making them come together. Like they all just came together so easily. I realized at this point that I had been leaning very far in kind of a relatively formal direction, like really enjoying using my silk skirts. And I feel like a lot of the outfits that I ended up putting together as examples were like a 4 on the formality levels scale, like pretty polished, and maybe even 4 or 5, like 5 adjacent in some cases, partly because I was playing dress up. I tried to put some together that were a little more like what I might wear in the everyday. Like I had one outfit wearing this black linen blouse with my barrel leg black jeans that I think was actually kind of my attempt to recreate this outfit with the black shirt, black pants, and brown bag, although I think I probably used the tote bag. That's a little bit more everyday. My hope is that the concepts translate. And the concepts do translate. They translate to less formal outfits. It's just that the examples they ended up coming up with in a lot of cases were pretty polished, like something that you would wear to go out somewhere, whether to work or to dinner or something. Okay, we've arrived at the final strategy, which I have been calling to myself strategy for chaos, total chaos. That's not quite what it is. Comfort zone was the first and the third, where there are just 2 colors and it's a matter of what matches what. And the only thing that I was mixing up is what matches what. The 3-bean salad was putting me out of my comfort zone, but again, I took to it like a fish to water. And this one, y'all, when I say my brain has changed, my fashion brain has changed, wait until you see what happened here. Okay, this one we're calling total chaos. It's not really that, because both of the example outfits do have some guiding principles holding them together, right? The first one here, it's kind of tonal. Like it's browns and greens, and it's all in the same general color world, like nothing's neon yellow. There isn't a floral. You know what I mean? Like it all kind of goes together. I'm pointing out to you that nothing actually matches. The jacket is the only thing that's its exact color. There isn't anything that's the exact color of the bag or the shoes or the socks or like everything. It's chaos in a way. It's chaos compared to a lot of the things that we've looked at already. There are a lot of pieces. None of them match each other. That's one of the ideas that I came across when I was sourcing images for that other video. Here's another example. It's one of the Olsen twins. The bag doesn't match anything. There's this red blouse that doesn't match anything. It's a little bit hard to tell if the jacket and scarf and skirt are navy or black. They don't really match each other because the lighting isn't good. It's a little bit hard to tell. And she's also wearing sneakers, which are sort of a wild card in a situation like this. Like they don't really go either. They provide a kind of texture, a kind of formality level upsetting that I think actually really works. It's jumbled, right? In both of these cases, both the color stories and the formality story kind of is a little bit jumbled. It's kind of chaos compared to what I'm used to in an outfit that I think is working. But I do think both of these are working. I tried my hand at this. The bag not matching the shoes, the accessories not matching each other, and kind of nothing matching itself, and also pushing myself a little bit in terms of formality, like not quite aligning. So I put on, for example, my loafers, which are a little more polished, with something a bit pajama-esque. I put on a blazer over an outfit that felt like it wasn't really asking for a blazer. When I tell you that I lived and died and came back from the dead and lived again, like I got my life so completely in these chaotic outfits. I think it might be because I've moved away from too much pattern and too much pattern mixing and into this extremely minimal monochromatic space. And I really still feel super comfortable there. I really love the artistic simplicity, the flowy fabrics with some maybe humorous, impactful accessories here and there. I still really feel at home there. I'm not saying that the pendulum is swinging back the other way. Here's what I think is happening though. I think that my immersion in more minimal dressing, like closer attention to things like texture and the way that they can provide variety in an outfit, has made me better at putting together more chaotic outfits, but just kind of reining them in enough to make it feel like it works. Maybe that is why I felt so good in my attempts to be not matchy at all, which was what these last couple of outfits were, my attempts to be not matchy at all. I also think it's a little bit circumstantial. Like I would feel good in an outfit like this going out to grocery shop with my family, like on the weekend, where it's sort of like a casual layered vibe where it's just, oh, I just put on my work loafers even though I'm wearing my weekend pants. You know what I mean? It kind of makes contextual sense and it feels like fashion in that context. Whereas if I were showing up as a professional person somewhere, it wouldn't make as much sense, right? During the week, it wouldn't make as much sense. Even during the week working from home, putting on clothes to work from home, it doesn't make as much sense because I do like kind of getting dressed for work at home. So maybe that's part of it. I genuinely don't really know, like, because I just started doing this. Maybe you can tell me what you think is going on. It's a little more unhinged. What is it they say? Doing trapeze artistry without the net, going without the training wheels or whatever. Like this feels very just, it could be a swing. You're swinging hard with chaos with strategy number 4. And that means that it's more likely to be a complete miss because the guidelines of the other ones, keeping it all monochromatic except for the bag, having it be a 3-bean salad and a 3-bean salad only and not putting in a 4th bean, like those are pretty strict guidelines and they keep it super reined in. They keep it super tight so that it's hard to go wrong. In the 3-bean salad, I felt like it could not go wrong. I like put on a dress and I was like, literally any pair of shoes and any bag, as long as they don't match, will make this outfit fierce. Like that is how I felt because the guideline is so stringent. When you're going here to this place of chaos, it's easy for it to overbalance in one direction or underbalance in the other direction and just kind of fall flat, right? That was what I became aware of when I was doing it. But then when I felt like it hit, when I felt like I got it, it was like nothing else. It was so fun, right? It just made me want to take it all a little less seriously more often and see where that would get me. Overall, I feel like this exercise has sort of leveled me up in my ability to conceive of outfits. It has totally erased, totally destroyed that voice that was like, oh, this doesn't really look quite right, or it doesn't look considered, doesn't look thoughtful, doesn't look fashion because your accessories don't match. I don't know her anymore, right? And it wasn't that long ago. It wasn't that long ago that every time I walked out the door, my bag had to match my shoes. I talked about it. She's gone, that voice. What I feel is that without that voice, without that restraint, I'm starting to have more of an appreciation for like a more holistic sense of balance in an outfit and the way that things can balance each other out and talk to each other that don't necessarily have to do with color. I think that that's what it is. You notice in this video, I've been talking a lot about mixing formality levels. So adding sneakers in with a slightly formal bag. I ended up putting on my chunky Chelsea boots with silk skirts when I was putting together these outfits. Again, wearing like the loafers with basically pajama pants. And it's like I'm starting to see all of the different components that are like circling around each other by taking away this intense constraint. Am I failing to communicate the import? Maybe I just don't quite understand every detail of it yet. What I can say with confidence is that the project worked. The project of trying to evolve my own fashion sense. And this is where you really get the heart of, I think, what the fashion content on this channel is for, or like what we're all having the most fun within it. You know, at least what I feel like I'm having the most fun with. I successfully managed to evolve my own fashion sensibility. Like I changed my sensibility. I changed the way that I see out of my own eyes by actively going in search of imagery of the thing that I wanted to understand that felt like it wasn't quite right and that I didn't know how to do on my own body with my own clothes. I actively went in search of that imagery. I consumed a bunch of it. I allowed it into my brain. I let it percolate. I like broke it down. I did research, you know what I mean? Like I wrote notes and then I took those notes and I took that knowledge and I tried it out with my own clothes on my own body and the gears turned. Like I feel like it's in an old movie where you're like exploring an ancient tomb and you like put the stone in the place and push the right things. The stones start to turn, these ancient stones that haven't moved in thousands of years start to grind and turn and then the doorway starts to open and you're like, we found it. We found the ancient lost tomb of something like that. That's what it feels like it happens. Like the ancient stones started to grind and turn and the doorway opened. And I have truly, as I sit here before you, never been more excited to get dressed. Is it just because I like change and doing the same thing over and over again gets old? I don't think so. I think it's because I'm better at it now. I think that I'm better at it now. I think that I'm better at getting dressed than I was 2 weeks ago because I did this project. I hope that that can like be a guide for you, even if it's not about accessories at all. It's not about mismatched accessories at all. Maybe you have always wanted to wear bright colors or mix patterns and you've never known how, and you don't know how to change your brain to make it work for you. You can follow this path in your own way, sourcing the imagery, writing down why you think it works, finding images of people who you like the way they're dressed and you think you would wear that, but they're doing a thing that you wouldn't normally do, and asking yourself, well, why? Why is it working? Why? Letting it percolate, and then having some closet playtime and playing with your clothes and trying to make it work. It can work. It can change your brain. It can make you better at getting dressed. It can evolve you as like an artist of your own unique style. I sit before you, a success story. I'm so glad that I was able to document it. What fun. I would love to know what kind of revelations of this type you have had in your fashion journey, because this feels like it's been a really big one for me. Thank you as always for watching. It is such a pleasure to be here with you. And don't forget to take extra good care of yourself right now, y'all, so that you can be the most effective version of yourself as you do your work in the world.